Tonight's show is brought to you by
friends, neighbors, victims. Lend me your ears. It's your friendly fox here in the high desert, and I have a very important message. All signs are clear, brother. Them alphabet boys in DC are fixing to set it off. An EMP, electromagnetic pulse. It's gonna shut down the power grid. They're gonna tell you it was Iran, but that's not my territory, man. Mine's just to tell you what to do and where to run to. Online banking, hospitals, social services, restaurants, the internet, all grocery stores, they're all gonna be shut down. Damn supply trucks aren't even gonna be moving. Your neighbors, they're gonna become your predators. Your pets, they're gonna become your lunch. Do you want to eat your dog, your child, your wife? No, man. It's time to be prepared with an emergency food box from HighDesertFoodSupply.com. It's got nutritionally balanced, non-perishable foods that'll get you all the way through the boogaloo, brother. Don't be one of the 90% to die. Order yours today.
Hello and welcome to the War On Morons, where we speak truth to stupidity. I'm Anissa.
And I'm Jay.
Before we get into today's stories, we want to remind you to call our call-in line anytime. Either we'll answer or leave us a voicemail and we'll play you back on the show. It's 813-906-9099.
Yep, we love to hear from our fans. We'd love to, have you be a part of the show too. So call the call-in line and also send us an email, thewaronmorons@gmail.com.
Awesome. Now to kick us off, we have a story about, Bonnie and Clyde, they're not. A couple has decided to leave bikes in their yard in order to lure thieves who would try to steal them. And then, of course, when the thieves showed up, the couple would run outside, beat them with bats, all in an effort to generate content for their YouTube channel.
To be fair, they generated some really good content, but they also generated a ton of really good evidence.
Yep, and that is exactly what the police found out. They wind up getting arrested. So definitely not the best way to generate content for your channel, although got to give them points for creativity.
Yeah, we're going to start doing that ourselves soon if you don't see those subscriber numbers start ticking up more.
Oh, is that why we have a TV in the front yard?
Yep. Hit like and subscribe, or I'm going to go to jail.
And our next story comes out of St. Paul, where a man forgot to pull down his mask during a robbery. So, of course, he was very easily identifiable.
I just want to know, how this came up. Did he tell that to the police, during questioning? Was he just like, oh, man, you got me because I forgot to pull the ski mask over my face?
To be fair, that wasn't even his first mistake. His first mistake was the fact that he was robbing a Dollar Tree.
Wait, what? A Dollar Tree?
Yep, that was his big heist.
How
Dollar
much can
Tree.
they actually have there?
Apparently, he made off with $2,000.
$2,000. Great job, buddy. You're going to serve 5 years in prison for $2,000.
Yeah, I don't even know if he'd have gotten away with that, if it had been worth getting away with that, even if he pulled the mask down.
Jeez.
Our next story is, it's definitely not tasteful. We've got
Our stories usually are so tasteful.
This one is particularly offensive.
Oh, God.
We have Gwyneth Paltrow, a known celebrity. She's done a lot of wacky things, but she has a lifestyle brand and blog called Goop.
What a lovely name, Goop.
Goop.
Rhymes with poop.
Right? Yeah. And so they are known for selling some pretty outrageous products. They come out with unrealistic Christmas gift lists every year where they suggest buying your friends $43,000 items. So it's not surprising that they've come out with another controversial item to sell. Their latest venture is selling a vagina-scented candle. And get this, it's already sold out.
What the hell? A vagina-scented candle?
Yep, the candle is called This Smells Like My Vagina.
Oh, my vagina. So Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
Right.
That's something everybody really wants to make their home smell like?
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be too hard to smell Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. All you have to do is get within a 5-mile radius of her.
See, I was going to say just open up a can of albacore, but Jesus Christ.
Surprisingly, the candle costs $75.
$75 for that. I'd pay $75 to never hear about Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina ever again.
That sounds like a good deal. And then our next story of the night comes out of Machu Picchu. You may be familiar with the historic site in Peru. It's known as a World Cultural Heritage Site.
Yeah, awesome.
And 6 tourists were arrested there after they took a dump in one of the sacred temples at Machu Picchu.
So they went all the way to Peru, to one of the most iconic sites in the world, to defecate on it.
Yep, they trespassed into a sacred temple, damaging the temple and taking a dump.
This is incredible. Like, I feel like this is some kind of like renegade tourism. Like maybe they travel to World Heritage sites all over the world. You know, I want to go to the Taj Mahal and take a shit on it. Or maybe go to the Eiffel Tower and ride all the way up to the top and then drop trow.
Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, this could have a very easy explanation. This group of tourists may very well have just come from San Francisco and thought that that was the thing you do when you travel to foreign cities.
Oh yeah, they probably saw somebody take a shit on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Exactly.
That's just what they do in San Francisco.
Oh man, don't do it in Machu Picchu. You will get arrested.
God. Hey, it looks like we're getting a call coming in. Where's this one out of?
It's coming out of...
It's an international call.
Yeah.
Awesome. From, it looks like England. All right, caller, you're on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, hello, this is Delilah Cassidy. How are you?
Hi, Delilah. We're doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing quite marvelously. As you know, if you visited my blog lately, I'm spending the winter in London. It's very hot here this time of year.
Oh, that sounds nice. So I take it you're a traveler yourself then?
Oh, yes. You're not familiar with me?
No, I can't say that I am.
Well, I can't, no accounting for taste, but I am a world-famous, internationally renowned food critic. You've never seen my program, Adventures with Delilah?
I can't say that I have, no.
Well, that's embarrassing, but I'll let it slide. Anyway, I heard you talking about renegade tourism, and that really tickled my fancy because as you should know, I'm quite famous for renegade tourism myself. Ever since the 60s, yes. I've been traveling all over the world to learn about cultures, cuisines, and I've got quite a few adventures myself. I'd love to tell you about some of them.
Oh, well, sure. As long as they don't...
Machu Picchu! Oh, the wonderful kingdom of Peruvian Andes. Oh, the Indian people, those Indians down there, they may be short and squat, but I can assure you, beneath the belt, they're quite girthy.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yes, I spent the summer of 1976 with many an Indian in Peru. Oh, they all had their way with me, and it was
Delilah.
quite wonderful.
Whoa!
Yes.
Let's
Oh,
keep
I'm
it...
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's
You
focus on
didn't want to know about the recipes of the Indians.
The recipes would be great, the travel would be great, but let's keep it PG, my goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes in my advanced stage, I forget that you're Americans. Would you like to know what type of food do you like?
Well, me personally, I love Italian food.
Italian food. Ah, yes, the summer of 1971 in Roma. Oh, yes, I spent quite a bit of time there with Vincente and Antonio. Oh, yes, and never forget Carlo. Oh, we spent much time facing our carnal desires, yes. We learned all about the wonderful scent that garlic makes, and it exudes through the sweat pores.
Oh!
Yes?
That's quite vulgar. I thought you were going to tell us a recipe.
I was getting to the recipe. I always, include a story to set the tone. You've never read my blog. You would know this. I like to put you in my shoes. on my boudoir. For instance, Oktoberfest in Munich. I sampled so many lovely German sausages just last year, in fact. It was quite lovely.
Oh my God, this is.
Once in 1982, there was a hot summer in the American South. I was learning all about the Nashville cooking technique. Would you like to learn about how to prepare Nashville hot chicken? It's all the rage these days.
Yes, as long as you can stay focused
All
on the
right, so I
recipe.
tell you all about the time I spent in Tennessee, where I earned the nickname the Chattanooga Choo Choo, because all the district men would come in my bedroom, one after the other, in a line. It was quite wonderful. It was the hottest time I've ever spent. I loved it all so much.
Holy shit, what the hell was that?
Well, that's what I wanted. That was disgusting.
Yeah, really disgusting.
I mean, so I don't even have word. I've never heard of this woman, by the way. I don't think she's famous.
Let's not think about it any further, or I think I'm going to vomit in my mouth again.
Honestly, I was gonna ask if you had one of those chuck it buckets around, the promotional ones they sent us, because I need to throw up myself. Honestly, block her number. I don't want to hear from her again.
Good idea. Okay, done. Moving on to, surprisingly, a food-related story.
Oh, great.
We have a man who was fired for a spicy tweet after he tweeted about his employer's holiday bonus.
Okay. I'm curious. What happened?
So the man who works in Canada for the company Fastenal was upset because his Christmas bonus was barbecue sauce that retails for $5.99 on Amazon.
Hey, I mean, they gave him a bottle of barbecue sauce as a Christmas bonus?
Yeah, and all he did was tweet about it. I mean, they're lucky he didn't pull a Clark Griswold and have them kidnapped.
I mean, gee, to be fair, $5.99, it's probably a pretty good barbecue sauce, but I think that I'd be a little insulted myself.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really says Christmas like barbecue sauce, right?
Yeah, especially up in Canada. Well, maybe he just had a shitty year. I mean, it's a bonus. It should be a reward for good production, right?
That's true. Yeah, he may have just, fallen below par there.
Yeah, I think they were sending a message.
Makes sense. Next, we have a woman who would actually be jealous of the guy who just received barbecue sauce for his Christmas bonus.
See, one man's trash is another's treasure.
Exactly. Not surprisingly, this is a Florida woman who was arrested for threatening to get McDonald's sauce by any means necessary.
Oh, God. So she basically held up a McDonald's over sauce.
Yeah, so she was not happy with McDonald's policy that they charge 25 cents per sauce packet, and she threatened that she would do whatever it takes to get that sweet, sweet sauce.
Sounds like a Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah, it really does. And not surprisingly, this happened at around 4 a.m. on New Year's Day, so you can imagine she was having quite the night, and all she wanted was some freaking sweet and sour sauce.
Give her the damn sauce.
Right?
Don't get killed over 25-cent barbecue sauce, you minimum wage fast food worker.
I mean, I think there's a lot of morons to be spoken for in that story. Next, we have another food-related story. Wow, there's a lot of culinary morons out there. We have a woman in the UK who's claiming she predicted the Harry and Meghan Markle splitting from the royal family scandal that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that. I don't get it. So they're not in the royal family anymore?
I mean, I guess technically they're in the family, but they're not going to be partaking in the royal duty, so they won't be receiving the royal salary and all that nonsense.
That's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah. So self-proclaimed fortune teller Jemima Packington claimed she was able to predict this split by reading, get this, asparagus spears.
Oh God, how does that even work?
Well, Packington, who's 64 years old, is reportedly the world's only asparamancer. Basically what she does is she's able to see the future by throwing asparagus into the air and then observing how the spears land on the ground.
Wow. I knew a guy in college that could tell the future by throwing mushrooms into his mouth. Similar.
Very similar. Apparently, the way it works is this. Packington says, when I cast the asparagus, it creates patterns, and it's the patterns that I interpret. Apparently, she inherited the ability from her aunt who read tea leaves.
Okay. I mean, I've heard of the tea leaves thing, which I always thought was weird, but asparagus, just a whole new level of strangeness to me. Does it say, like, if she's, like, can she prove that she's actually getting it right?
Well, she claims that the previous prophecies she's had, which have proven true, were she was able to predict Brexit, England winning the Cricket World Cup, and Theresa May being pushed out as Prime Minister. But, of course, she doesn't really have any documentation to back this up. These are just predictions that she claims she got right. So
well, I'm going to be paying attention to her going forward. Maybe we'll have her on next week. Super Bowl's coming up. I'd like to know, where to put my money. And I don't necessarily trust Vinny V.
let's just get some asparagus. You can do this yourself. DIY. Oh, looks like we're getting another call. What
the hell?
There's not even numbers. What is this?
I don't know if we should pick this up.
Let's take a chance. Can't be worse than the last call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, goodbye! Periwinkle! Me, against the dark forces!
Oh my god! So you're calling back? How you been, Perry?
Oh, Periwinkle has been shielding our world, and I've been very busy. But I call to tell you, do not attempt the experimency of which you speak. It's very dangerous. You know not the forces with which you reckon. You will see things you cannot understand.
So you don't want me to throw asparagus up in the air and try to figure out who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Do not mock the dark arts. You have no idea. You will see things that will mock you forever. They will haunt your spirit. Deny, Periwinkle. I can help you if the future is what which you seek.
All right. Well, why don't you tell me what does 2020 hold? What's going to happen this year?
Oh, the trolls will come down from the mountains. They will plow the land for fortunes with which they cannot obtain without much bloodshed. The people will rise up. But it will be futile because the dragons will fly down from their nests, wreaking havoc. Shielding the land will be an abomination. Fire! Fire! Lots of fire! Unless, of course, Periwinkle is seen and rising up for the people. My mate is we will protect the land. We will protect our gold. If you support Periwinkle, light a candle for Periwinkle. I will help protect us all from the mountain trolls.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Light a candle for Periwinkle and protect us from the trolls. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, have a good one, Perry.
I must go and tend to my mushrooms. Goodbye.
What the hell is with that guy?
That was absolutely insane. Although I'll take any excuse to light a candle. So.
Yeah, as long as it's not one of Gwyneth Paltrow's candles.
Oh, man.
Yeah, after that one, I think I need let's take a brief commercial break so I can kind of reset, because that was weird.
That was super weird. At least now we know what the area code for Narnia is, though.
How the hell did he do that thing with the phone anyway? Like, it wasn't even showing numbers.
I mean, that's what happens when you call from the Mushroom Kingdom.
Jeez. All right, we'll be back after this.
It's me! It's Vinny V from 1-900-V4 Vegas! What's the V stand for? That's what everybody wants to know. Well, after the National College Football Championship game, it stands for Billions, baby. Not millions, not billions, not even trillions or gazillions. V for Vegas has a million from everybody that called the number to get my college football championship pick. And I was right. Just like I guaranteed, the only one in Vegas with the goddamn testicles to guarantee a pick like that. Well, now we turn our attention to the big super duper game, the Pro Football Championship. And you all want to know what the only man in Vegas that knows all has to say. I'm not giving that one away, you fucking marks. You gotta call my number, 1-900-V4-VEGAS. It's just, I don't know, $4.99, whatever the hell it is. You're gonna pay it, because I'm gonna make you so much money, and maybe you can get a penthouse suite in the sands, just like me, and you could be betting a different Vinny Vegas vixen every night. But not if you don't call the fucking number.
Wait a minute, you sold advertising to that guy?
Look, we'll take any sponsorship money we can, and please, if you've got a business out there, if you want to get on the air.
Hold on. He ripped you off. He scammed you. You called his number. You lost. I don't even know how much money. I can't believe you put him on our show. People do not call Vinny V.
Well, I mean, call him. He's got really great advice. The Super Bowl's coming up. Who better to tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl than the man that told everybody who's going to win the college football championship?
Are you insane? How much did he even give you for that ad?
$100.
Okay, where's my share?
He gave it to me.
Wow.
I mean, do you know how much I spent on his damn phone line a couple weeks ago? Way more than $100. I need to get all the money back that God, when I think about what I just want to, I want to just drink a whole bottle of whiskey or something. It's just.
Well, at least you don't want to down a whole bottle of baby powder.
What?
That's our next story. Apparently, a mom of 5 in the UK spent £8,000 on an addiction to eating talcum powder.
What the hell? The UK, I gotta say, they've really been standing out on today's show with their idiocy.
Yeah, they're getting real weird with it. So Lisa Anderson started eating baby powder 15 years ago when she felt the urge after drying her son off after giving him a bath. I gotta say, I'm looking at pictures of Lisa right now, and I honestly think that the talcum powder diet would make you a lot slimmer than what she's appearing to be.
Yeah, she looks like she weighs about 8,000 pounds.
Good Lord, that's so mean. Oh my God. My favorite quote from this story is when Lisa said, "My partner doesn't like me doing it because of the links it has to cancer and the impact it could be having on my health." Pretty sure your partner doesn't like you eating baby powder because it's weird as fucking hell.
Yeah, like, I don't even understand how somebody could get this compulsion. Like, I've done a lot of cleaning. I've been around a lot of, like, products and stuff in my day, and I've never been like, oh, boy, there's some Ajax. Let me huff it real quick and see what it tastes like.
I mean, apparently she was just really drawn to the smell and decided to give it a try. Found out it was her new favorite thing. She gets up in the middle of the night to eat it like 4 times a night.
Is it like a drug or something? Is she like getting high from it?
No, I think she just really likes eating it.
This is so weird. How much is she eating?
She's eating like about a tub a day.
Oh my God. I don't know how she's still alive, honestly. That's just the weirdest story.
I literally have no idea, but it's pretty disturbing. So,
hey, look at that. It's California.
Okay, this should be interesting. Let's take this call and see what's happening.
All right, caller, you're on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
I'm in Beverly Hills, California. You know it?
Caller ID says you're actually calling from Chatsworth.
You shut your mouth. Nobody. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come off as rude, but I'm a doctor. Dr. Felsmere rhymes with pap smear.
What?
They don't let me do those anymore, but it's okay. I've got a great medical practice here in Beverly Hills, California. You know what that means, right?
I really don't.
It means that I work with the most beautiful women in the world. And at least they're beautiful when they leave my office.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a plastic surgeon. I do great work. You know, you ever want to get your titties done? You want to get your ass raised up? I'm your guy.
Okay, well, that's pretty disgusting way to put it. Doctor, if you're
Yeah,
even...
Dr. Felsmere.
Yeah.
You know what it rhymes with. So anyway, I wanted to call it when you're talking about this fat woman. The one that eats, what the hell is she eating? Is she eating baking soda? What is it?
She's eating talcum powder.
Talcum powder. That's stupid. What an idiot. Anyway, I was wondering if you had her contact information. I saw a picture of her, and I can tell you that would be a great customer for me, a fantastic customer.
Oh, so do you help with like addiction and like?
Yeah, I kind of do. I make sure that men are addicted to looking at them.
Oh.
This broad looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh my God, that's so rude.
Hey, when I'm done with her, she'll look like Princess Leia. It'll be wonderful. And if she can afford to spend $8,000 a week or whatever on this talcum powder, then she can afford to get her, maybe get a little bit of plastic surgery.
Well, I don't know if that's the help she needs. And to be honest,
I'll hook her up to a tube. I'll hook her up to a tube. I'll suck the lard right out of her fat ass.
Ew, oh my God, you sound disgusting. Are you even like a real doctor?
Yeah. I got. I've been practicing for a long time now. I can assure you, I'm a real doctor. You just ask one of the celebrities. That got work done by me. By me.
Like
Dr.
who?
Felsmere. Have you ever seen season 3 of Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's this one scene where Kramer's walking down the street, and he passes a woman in a red jacket. Great looking woman, right?
I vaguely remember.
Great looking ass, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
my work. That's my work.
Oh my God, when
Yes,
did
I've
you
been
even go to
practicing for a
school?
long time. I got my degree from a very prestigious medical institution. That's why I do such great business here in California.
What institution is that?
Yeah, well, you ever been on the spring break?
Yes.
Acapulco. It's a beautiful city, and I can tell you that nobody teaches better medicine than them Mexicans.
Oh my God. So you're like some crack doctor outside of Beverly Hills who went to school in Mexico.
I will sue you. This is, I'm not going to stand for this. Goodbye.
Goodbye. What a freaking quack.
Yeah, I mean, what a jerk. That guy sounded like a real asshole, if you ask me. Pardon my French.
Yeah, no shit, honestly. And I mean, if you're in Beverly Hills or Chatsworth, as he really was in, like, don't freaking go to him.
Yeah, you know what Chatsworth is known for? That's like the porn capital of the world.
I'm not surprised he's there, to be honest. Let's move on to our next story. In Russia, this is almost kind of related to plastic surgery, to be honest.
Wonderful.
The world's first transgender children's doll with a penis underneath women's clothes was spotted for sale in a toy store.
Okay, this stuff is getting so out of hand. Like, I mean, now they're... Okay, so they don't put penises on male dolls. Like, I mean, I never had like a Ken doll when I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure if you look under his pants, he doesn't pack in a unit, right?
No, he's not.
And I can tell you they didn't have any on G.I. Joes or Ninja Turtles or He-Man or anything that I played with either. Why in the name of God do they have to start putting penises on little baby girl dolls?
I literally don't know. But, the most surprising part of this story, well, besides the transgender children's doll, is the fact that this was done in Siberia. I mean, that's not exactly the most liberal haven I could think of where you'd see this type of thing.
Yeah, that is a good point. I wouldn't have been surprised if this was out of California, but Siberia, Russia.
Yeah, the doll has long blonde hair, female facial features, and she's wearing a dress, but underneath all that, there's definitely a male unit. And I mean, all I can say is all you'd have to do is buy your daughter a medical toolkit, and they can learn how to amputate as well.
Yeah, because if it's anything like the transgenders in the actual world, the doll's probably regretting it already.
Oh, my God. Next, we have no less of a disturbing story, to be honest. A 45-year-old man who was caught with child pornography is using a very unique legal defense. He's claiming that he identifies as an 8-year-old girl.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to laugh at a pedophile because it's horrifying. Child pornography is a disgusting thing. I don't want to put any light on it. But it's still hilarious because it's come full circle. Like, this is what happens when you let people identify as anything that they want.
Right. I mean, honestly, there's a few major holes in his defense. One is it's ridiculous and outrageous. Two is 8-year-olds can't look at porn anyways. You have to be 18. So either way, you're breaking the law.
Yeah, that's a good point. But still, I mean, Bruce Jenner can identify as a woman after being an Olympian.
I mean, it's one thing to identify as a woman, but this guy has identified as immortal. Apparently, he doesn't age anymore. He's stuck at 8 years old forever. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I hope they throw him in prison and he can identify as a victim.
Yeah, luckily the judge was not going for any of that at all. So you can rest assured that justice will be served.
Speaking of justice, I actually came across one that I thought was pretty good. So a white supremacist accidentally set his own head on fire while trying to burn down a synagogue.
Oh, man, talk about instant karma. So apparently this guy, another UKer actually.
Another Brit, huh?
Exactly. Tristan Morgan took up white supremacy, which, dick move, and decided to take a can of petrol down to the synagogue, crack a hole in the window, pour it in, and then light it on fire. Now, things went awry when he tossed the flame into the window and immediately got sent flying backwards as he was engulfed in a ball of flames.
That's hilarious. It's exactly what he had coming to him. But to be fair, usually when I hear these stories, it's like somebody from the synagogue that's burning his own thing down. So
yeah, for once, this wasn't a conspiracy or an insurance fraud scandal. This was actually a dick who didn't know how to handle his feelings of inadequacy, and so he decided to light a building on fire and himself in the process too.
We found the actual hate crime. Anyway, moving on.
So then our last story of the night comes out of right-wing radio. There is a Christian radio host, Brian Fisher, who is claiming that Satan is using UFOs to distract us from Jesus.
Talk about a distraction. I mean, you're over there, you're trying to think about Jesus, you're trying to do your prayers, and you look up in the sky, and there's a damn UFO.
Exactly. I mean, that would definitely be a major distraction from the Lord and your prayers. And after all, that's exactly what this guy is saying. He's saying the UFOs, ladies and gentlemen, are manifestations of Satan, the deceiver of the brother. He wants us to get all distracted with stuff like unidentified flying objects, with stuff like aliens from outer space, because it will take us away from thinking about the kingdom, thinking about the word of God, loving the people around us, because it is all part of a ruse by Satan to distract us. How many Christians are getting distracted by UFO conspiracies that they're forgetting to go to church and say their prayers?
Yeah, I don't really think there's a whole lot of them, but I mean, I think that the sad reality of the story is that it means Giorgio's going to hell. You know the guy, the aliens guy?
Oh, yeah, the aliens guy. Yeah.
He spends all day long thinking about aliens. He's looking for them everywhere, and he forgot Jesus, the original alien.
He is destined for damnation for sure. He has been very distracted lately.
I wonder how many people listen to this guy's show.
Apparently quite a lot. And it doesn't even matter that he's been wrong before. I mean, before he's incorrectly asserted that Christianity is the only religion protected by the First Amendment. So this guy's definitely a wackadoo. Speaking of wackadoos, looks like we're getting another call in.
Oh, I know who this is. It's from Mississippi.
Oh, boy. Hi, Reverend.
How the hell you know who I was?
Well, you're a pretty frequent caller, to be honest, and I know you're out of Mississippi, so.
There's a lot of us down here, but hey, never mind. Good guess, did a good job. I was just making sure you want, reading a mind like some kind of psychic.
Well, I haven't been reading the asparagus spears, so I can't say I'm psychic.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. You go straight to hell. Straight to hell. Anyway, I heard you talking about this man, supposedly he's a reverend, supposedly he's a Christian man, but I don't think he's headed to a spot with the truth.
What do you mean? What is the truth?
I think he's a liar. I think he's misdirected at best. Because he's trying to tell people, he's trying to tell them that the UFOs in the sky, the UFOs in the sky, he's trying to say there are no such thing as an alien. He's trying to say that it's a demon. Is that what he's trying to say?
Yeah, he's saying that UFOs and...
He's a liar. I can tell you for a fact, because I've been abducted myself. Aliens are real. They're real and they're terrible. I hate those little bastards.
Wait, so you've been abducted by aliens, Reverend?
I've been abducted. They clean on my house. They try to beat the light out of their spaceship, out of their sauce of crap, and they beat the light penetrated into my bedroom. Oh my Lord, and they grabbed me, they grabbed a hold of me, and they carried me up into the sky. Carried me, loaded up into the sky. I landed on the UFO ship, and I saw all these little bastards. They're not 3 feet tall. They got a big old head. They got big bulging eyes. They want to stick things in your weapon. They want to alien trophies. They want to poke and pry. They want to be high. They want to see what's inside. They want to look in my anal cavity. They want to put their hands over your ass.
Oh my God, that's incredibly disturbing, Reverend.
I didn't like it.
I can't blame
I didn't
you.
like it. I mean, this man, in his sensitive brain, he wouldn't be talking about the aliens like they don't exist. They're real. They're real. And I can tell you next time I see them, I'm going to be ready. I've got my Remington shotgun. I've got it in my house. I've got it at my bedside at all times. And if I ever see anyone under 4 foot tall again, I want to blast a hole in them the size of a watermelon.
Oh my God, what? I mean, wait, what would... Aren't we all God's creatures? Like, what would God say about that?
Not an alien. Aliens, damn pervert, and a homosexual.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that was an incredibly weird story.
Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. Anita, you have a lovely day.
Yeah, on that note, I think we'll call it a day ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, you think he was telling the truth?
That Reverend has been mentally unstable for, I'm guessing, years, so I wouldn't be too worried.
I sure hope he wasn't. I mean, aliens, terrifying.
It's real to him, but I, again, wouldn't be too worried.
Maybe he got raped by a midget. I don't know.
Yikes. All right, well, on that note, let's just call it a day. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, make sure you don't do anything stupid or we'll be talking about you next week.